You all know the legend of King Clorox, a brutal, heartless man that is haunted by his past. He is the ultimate kingpin of Los Santos, running the biggest drug operation since the Teletubbies were found smuggling coke across the border. You can't know what he'll do next. No man can predict his actions, and no man at all would have predicted this. You see, King has taken a new role in Los Santos, a new identity. He used to be a drug overlord, but now he's joined the Mafia. And you know what happens when you mess with the Mafia. Yo, what's up guys, it's Nick here and welcome back to another video. Now, before we get started with this video, what do you guys think of the new channel name? I changed it from It's Nick to NoScriptNick, and I wanted to know what you guys think, so leave your feedback in the comments. Now with that said, let's get on to Mafia Clorox. So as you saw in the beautiful handcrafted intro, King Clorox has joined the Mafia. So today we are going to be finding players, asking them some questions, and if they answer wrong, well, you know what happens. But first, we gotta get some money. Fortunately, if you're in the Mafia, all you have to say is, "Mafia, give me cash," to the sky, kind of scream it, and boom, you got 260k. So first off in the Mafia, you gotta start by getting a vehicle. So I got a cavalcade to start off with, because that seems like a standard and low profile car to pick up strangers with malicious intent. So once I arrived in my garage, I got my mechanic to deliver it to me, and I drove on over to Los Santos Customs. There, I changed the color of the car to matte black, and the windows to dark smoke. I would have done limo, but you had to be rank 49, so we're just gonna have to roll with it. I then bought the Tommy gun to take out enemies so I could be a true Mafia member. I also bought the extended clip and left the store. After that, I drove over to the nearest player, Ryan55, who I'll just call Ryan because Ryan is a weird fucking name. So as I drove up to Ryan, I honked my horn, probably giving off free candy vibes. I then typed "get in" as he hopped the fence and took a scramjet. He then literally flew out of the impound and drove away. I guess that's 1 point players and 0 points Mafia. Back to the drawing board. So I brushed off the fail and drove over to my next victim. This guy's name was we've been hit by an oppressor. We'll just, yeah, Mafia is not doing so hot. I saw in the chat that the dude that killed me was saying sorry and that his oppressor auto-locked, so I guess we'll just give half a point. So I called Morse Mutual and got my cavalcade back. But now, the Nesty dude and the guy that took the scramjet were just following me. They seemed to be having fun, but little did they know that I was plotting to kill them. I asked, "Need a ride, Nesty?" And she opened the door but didn't do anything. How rude. You can't just open people's car doors like that. You're gonna let all the cold air in. She then betrayed me by getting in the scramjet, so we're probably just gonna have to give 1 point for that. Sorry guys. They did end up following me some more and yeah, we're just, okay. Yeah, Mafia changes you. King Clorox has been in for a day, and he's already seen some messed up shit. I then drove over to my oppressor murderer, who I'll call Havoc. This guy was chilling outside of Morse Mutual, probably mugging any old women that came by to pick up their Priuses. Or is it Pri? These are questions no man can answer. Anyways, I waited patiently in the background as Havoc mowed down some coppers. He then got in the car, and I called Lester quickly. Now my plan was in motion. All I would have to do... what is this? What are you doing? Why is he getting out of the car? I asked, "What is it?" and he said that he was getting on his motorcycle. I said, "Let's take a ride first," and he fucking jumped out of the car. I only give half a point for that one for damage purposes. The dude must have got a pretty brutally skinned knee, so not really a win for him. He then told me to come in his terabyte, and I just went along with it, hoping that eventually I could convince him to get in my car. Once I did, he told me to upgrade my weapons, which obviously I didn't have the option to. I just left the terabyte in defeat and got back in my car. As I was typing "anyone need a ride," I saw that Havoc was getting in the car. Alas, hope was not lost yet. I could still be respected by the Mafia, only if I kill him in private. Oh wait, never mind, that whole segment was just for completely nothing. So I once again typed in the chat, "defeated, anyone need a ride," and no one answered. I found this guy named Guy Boss who was terrorizing a group of club goers, and the bouncer wasn't doing shit. I kept honking my horn and bumping his car, trying to get him to get in. Eventually, he had enough and just pointed his gun at me. I got the message and actually appreciate that the dude didn't just murder me. I noticed that Havoc was following me on his oppressor and killed Guy Boss. He then said sorry like it was an accident, but I knew what he was really doing. He knew I just wanted to get Guy Boss in my car, and when he pointed the gun at me, Havoc wasn't having any of it, and so he blew his ass to pieces. I then drove around in the cold, depressing rain as Havoc followed me and watched my back. It was kind of awkward though, because I couldn't have him following me forever. If there were any witnesses when I murdered someone, the Mafia would drop me for sure. I then drove up to this dude named Broke, and I cornered him while honking my horn, implying that I meant business. He drove away, but I found another dude that just got in. Okay, it took a while, but once again, the plan was in motion. I asked him to join my organization so we could talk in private, but he didn't answer, so I guess this was just gonna have to be in public. As I was looking around for a dark alley, he got out and into Broke's car. And you might be wondering why I'm not even giving them a point. Well, because this happened. The man was brutal. He saw that I just wanted to fulfill my dreams as an undercover Mafia associate pretending to be an Uber, and he wanted my dreams to come true. Respect to Havoc. Next, I found this dude who just stole a damn moped, and I was honking my horn trying to pick him up when... Guys, I don't know if you can tell, but we're not doing so hot in this Roblox tournament. Really feels bad. So I tried something different. I pretended to be a hitchhiker and I got in this random dude's car. We drove around for a few minutes when he asked where to. Finally, I could tell him where to go, and it was working out better than when I was driving. I very not suspiciously said secluded alley, just in a casual way as to not raise any suspicion. He went against what I said and drove to the strip club, which was obviously too public for my own good. I tried to get him to follow me, but he just wouldn't. The guy went in and I waited outside because 1, I'm a good Christian boy, and 2, I'll probably get age restricted on this video. So I took my Tommy gun out, waiting for my target and intimidating the bouncer. I mean, look at his eyes. He is terrified. I pointed my gun at him and he pulled his gun out. I thought quickly and killed him. The people inside the strip club heard the gunshots and went batshit crazy, leaving the club. I waited outside with my gun, trained on the door when I wasn't paying attention, and this one dude killed me. This guy was a purple alien and still fighting a war that ended months ago. I decided not to focus on him, and I ran back to the club with a guy named Code 18 alongside me. I saw that he wasn't exiting the club, and as brave as my soul was, I entered. Actually, I wanted to wait a little longer, but saw that people were firing rockets at me, so I had no choice but to go inside. I then took out my gun and slowly walked over to the Premier Lounge where my target was. He then popped through the entry, and I mowed him down. And with that, my very first Mafia target was down. It took a hell of a long time and effort, pain, suffering, seeing some really bad shit, but eventually, I finally got a target down. Now that is 200 points Mafia Clorox added to the board. I guess we're in the lead now. Who would have thought? I was given $9,000 from the Mafia, and I slowly walked out of the club. It was kind of cinematic too, because as I exited, I had 2 stars and I was on fire. I then ran around the corner, and the cops had no idea where I went. Eventually, I lost them and walked casually on the sidewalk. Look at that Clorox swag. But then, as I was walking from the murder, the same guy that had killed me earlier showed up, and he was out for blood. I ran towards him, but as I was running, a strange natural disaster occurred. I started to explode from the ground along with everyone else on the server. It was quite peculiar if you ask me. After that, I got up and gathered my thoughts. The same guy sniped me again, and it was just getting out of hand now. This guy really has betrayed the Mafia. As I was running towards him again though, I was once again distracted by a strange man standing on my head. I said, "Why hello there, kind sir," when a fucking nuke dropped on me. With these strange natural events happening in a kind of chain, I wasn't sure what to do anymore. As the man named COVID-18 teleported away, I found the dude Woody Winchester, and I sniped him with my up and atomizer. It wasn't the most honorable kill, but the opportunity was there, so I took it. After that, I was expecting a skirmish, but he just drove away. After that, I picked up my cavalcade at Moore's Mutual, and I searched for more victims for the Mafia. I found this dude at the casino in a monster truck doing sick tricks. I mean, look at how he just scaled that thing effortlessly. Inspiring, really. As I looked next to him, trying to get him in my car, eventually he decided to just ram my Mafia car like we were in a damn demolition derby. Obviously, we cannot have this, and I got out of the car. But a bunch of things happened at once. My car was first blown up by someone, Woody Winchester came through, and so I assumed he blew up my car. When I wasn't able to kill him, I turned away and was shot in the head by a random guy. When I respawned, I found Woody Winchester all alone, and he had no idea I was there. So I cornered him. I pointed my gun and waited. He could sense I was there. He just didn't know what to do. So as he turned around swinging with a machete, I gunned him down. It was a brutal kill, but there were no witnesses. I climbed a nearby fence and walked away. Next, I saw saw that Havoc and COVID-18 were talking in the chat. They were at the southern edge of the map where all the cargo was, so I flew over there in my helicopter. Once I landed, Havoc destroyed me immediately. After all the great times we had, he just murdered me in cold blood. I let it slide and walked over to the tube. Suddenly, as I was looking at this floating glass, I noticed that the sky changed color a bit. I looked back down and saw that Los Santos had a very sudden weather change. It was very weird how it was just 75 degrees a few seconds ago and now it's snowing. And then, as I was enjoying this new weather, I saw a cage appear around me. What was happening? And then, as I was trying to figure it out, COVID-18 shot me in the head. First, he corrupts the weather, then he cages me like an animal, and then he shoots me? Mafia won't stand for this. I ran back over to COVID-18, only revenge on my mind. As I raised my gun, I didn't waste my time. I shot. Fall back, fall back, fall back. This plan didn't work. I got into a car with 2 stars on me. I had to lose them. I couldn't die now. Luckily, I made it out of there, but I had a tire missing, and I was not in good shape to lose the cops. I had to get a different vehicle, or I would die. And so, in a point where there weren't many cops following me, I got into another car and floored the accelerator. Eventually, I made it up this hill, and I lost the cops. But as I was on the run, I thought to myself, what had I done all this for? Why had I killed so many? What was the point of all this? For the approval of the Mafia? To fit in? That wasn't King Clorox's way. And so, as he looked into the distant sky, gentle snow falling on him, he decided to quit the Mafia and end it all. I'll still keep the outfit though, because it looks fucking cool as hell. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed King Clorox joining the Mafia. And as always, if you have any ideas for a GTA video, please leave it in the comments. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.